President, if you have... Yeah, please, go ahead.
By the way, in every moment since, when asked for clarity or whether this was what victims' families really needed to hear at this moment as they grieve, he's just doubled down and tripled down.
With a thorough investigation of the crash.
No, I think they'll do an investigation. It'll probably come out the way I said it. I like to put it up front. I'm so tired of listening to things happen to our country and then people say, we'll do an investigation, and 3 years later they come out with a report that nobody looks at. Especially, not in all cases can you do that, but in this case, you had a helicopter that was, the Black Hawk was too high. It was above the 200 limit by double. Shouldn't have been there. And there were some other mistakes made too, and I pointed them out also, and I was right on all of it, but they'll still do an investigation just to check it out. But I think that's
Commander-in-Chief, are you
You know, 64 people lost their lives last night. If you aren't confident that DEI had any role, why bring it up?
Well, all I'm talking about is competence. And we want in that particular position, we have to have the most competent people in our country.
To the point that fellow Republicans and even Fox News have done everything possible to try to distance themselves from the ever so despicable Commander-in-Chief's comments.
I must say, I was disgusted at the blame game that came from our president. I was disgusted because now we found out that the two pilots are white males. When you hear DEI, when you hear blame to Joe Biden, when you hear blame to Democrats, to Barack Obama, this is not a partisan issue. This is, I would agree with George P. here 100%. This is something, there are people who are going to bury their children. I've buried a child. They don't want to hear the politics. They want to hear what caused this crash and how do we prevent other people from having their kids pulled out of the Potomac in the future.
This agency is riddled with DEI problems and hiring problems, and that it's inevitable something's going to happen. So it's sad that Trump has inherited this, but I think that he's moving quickly to clean it up.
Do you have any evidence, though, sir, that any of those hires were, in fact, DEI hires?
Not until we get into the investigation. At the end of the day, it's where is their focus? What is their mission? They need to. We need every agency of the federal government to be focused on merit, especially in air traffic control. We want the brightest, the quickest minds, and the most talented individuals we can.
It appears that it is not just his rhetoric over the tragedy that has Fox News deviate from their usual programming, but Trump's pledge to implement his sweeping tariffs. Mere moments after Trump's press secretary said that the president will be implementing 25% tariffs on Mexico, 25% on Canada, and a 10%